there's something you need to understand about objects before we can really move on, and I'm going to show you, because that's my job. So I have these two objects, Object 1 and Object 2, and I selected Object 1 in my room editor, and I'm just going to place some in here. So what you're looking at right now is not three different objects. You are looking at three different instances of Object 1. So, what do I mean? Well, let's say you have a penny, and you go to a cloning machine, and you put it in the cloning machine, and then you make 1,000 more pennies. Those other pennies are a clone off that original penny. And that's all this is. These are just clones off this original object. So it probably will help you understand better when we say in our code instance create XY object. Because we're not creating a new object. To create a new object would be like, alright, I have a new object here. Now I can put all my properties in it and everything I want to do. We're not literally creating a new object. We're just creating a clone of this object, which is the original. So we're just creating all these copies. So that means all three of these are the same, but they're totally unique. You know, if you pay attention in church, it's like Father, Son, Holy Spirit. Now in kids' church, I tried to wrap my brain around that. I said, how can they all three be the same person, but not? Well, they're all three the same. They're all God, but they each have different functions. And that's the same here. Now, they're all the same, and they all pretty much do the same thing. But since they're unique, I can give each of these their own unique functions, and I can separate them and put something in them that sets them apart from the other ones. So, for instance, I could take this guy and make him do something completely different than this guy over here. Or I could take this guy and make him do something weird, and I can do this and this and this. But they're all the same objects, so they should be behaving the same. Well, no. I can make them do whatever the crap that I want. Why? Because I'm the programmer here, and objects don't control my life. Okay? I do that. Okay, I control the objects. The objects do not control me. So, how do we do this? Well, there's something, when an instance is created, it's assigned an ID, an instance ID. Now, you can get the full rundown in this by clicking F1, going into your help folder, clicking index, and search instance, I spelled it wrong, instance ID. Click enter, and you'll get lots of information about instances and addressing variables and other instances, which is good stuff to be reading. And we're actually going to be going over this little piece of code coming up. So, since they all have their own instance ID, I can use that ID, and I can change something about this instance than this instance. And I can change every instance to make it do something different by using the instance ID. Now, the trick is getting the instance ID. And there's ways that you can do that. That's really pretty easy. I'm sure even there's a way in the map maker. I'm sure. I don't know. I never even really checked that, but I'm sure there is. But so with that being said, yeah, we're gonna go get into more about instance IDs and everything and changing things about these instances. And one thing, since they're all unique, I could press Control, right click on one of them in my map maker or the room maker thing here, and I can use creation code. And this basically will take an instance of our object that we've already placed in our room, and we can make it do something cool like show message, hey, I'm this instance. And so now what it's going to do is make this guy right here show a message, but these two right here will not show a message. They're all three the same objects, but they each are different. We're going to be getting into more of this soon.